in India. And with how do you write 3 acts with an interval? Do you know it's the biggest problem? We keep on going on our writing, but ladies and gentlemen, we have an interval. We peak twice like movies. We have to, because you go like that, interval. Then you have to come back and start your story. Who does that anywhere else in the world? We're never given credit that when you write a great film in Hindi or Indian cinema, you must understand it is a piece of genius if you get it right. Because no writer in the world has to deal with what we have to deal with. We have to deal with an interval. People stop the movie, go out, talk on the phone to each other, eat, and come back, and then you have to absorb their attention all over again. How is it possible? All of you, as a bunch of critics, have to account for the fact that when you have an interval, we are the only land that talks about film in 2 halves. You know, we are like, first half achhi thi, second half nahi thi, second half achhi thi, first half nahi thi. Like, in the world they don't get this. I want to tell you, go out to the world, they're like, what do you mean the first half is not good and the second half is good? Is the film good or not? They're like, no, but हमारे यहाँ होता है, इंटरवल के बाद क्या चली पिक्चर, और इंटरवल के बाद फ्लॉप हो गई, एकदम गिर गई पिक्चर. अरे, but you liked 1.5 hours, but you not liked the last 1 hour, so you hated the movie. But what about the first 1.5 hours that you liked? But that's the problem, is the interval. So no screenplay lesson in the world. No, when people go abroad to learn, I tell them, go for fun, go to LA and New York, have your fun and come back. Don't waste your time, because when you come back here, यहाँ जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ? Because you will only, I can tell you what the power of an interval is. Like my father used to tell me when I was young, इंटरवल के बाद बफर सीन रखो. I said बफर सीन का क्या मतलब होता है? वो जब पॉपकॉर्न खाते हैं ना, तो पहला सीन ऐसा होना, फ्लैट होना चाहिए, कोई ज्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं देना चाहिए इंटरवल के बाद. How to write these things? Yeah? How do you account for a buffer scene? What is a buffer scene? How do I explain to you as a mainstream critic that I wrote a buffer scene because you were eating popcorn? It's not my fault, you know. So these were the old school kind of theories, and I think that we are a unique country, because we stop our narrative and start it again, and now we do it to Hollywood films as well. I feel sorry for those Hollywood filmmakers if they ever saw their films in at a PVR or at a fun, because they'll stop the movie wherever they want and then start it whenever they have to. You know, it's wonderful. Only we do that in our land.
So at some level, do we see a return of that single screen producer, because clearly this model is not doing too well?
No.
Huh?
There's no return of that producer. They are probably not existent right now and probably don't
No,
have
I
the
don't mean those
bandwidth.
same people coming back, but the model.
No, they are not coming, they're dead. They can't come back. They are all dead. We have to, at our ground level, make sure that we kind of, and I'm not saying we have to be progressive, as I said in content. It's all we need to do, Mayank. It's simple mathematics. Your budget has to keep in mind the genre of film and the extent at which it can do. It's a simple stroke of paper you write down. Your recoveries of music, overseas potential, India potential, which you must take an average recovery number, a satellite number, and now a digital number. Then spend accordingly, pay accordingly, put riders on payment. If you want a big star who loves your screenplay, should come along, just like the way it is in the West. You have to have, it has to be an inclusive exercise now. You have to sit down with a great script, go to good actors, and pretend they are not movie stars. Because today, every time you set up a project, it's going to fall flat on its face. If I overpay anyone who's not giving me the eyeballs, how am I going to make sure that the studio makes money? If I'm borrowing studio money, I bloody well make sure that the studio makes money. It's my job to do that. Otherwise, I will be wiped off and vanish. So when I have Fox money with me today, I have a wonderful deal with them. Every single day, I make sure that that I work towards them making money. It's only then that I will feel empowered. So the responsibility on the producer is tremendous, and he or she has to take that responsibility. We cannot look at studios as sheer banks that are steamrolling money for us, and we cannot be accountable. That is ridiculous. If I built a bungalow and they left their job, I should feel completely shitty about it, and I refuse to be that person or producer. I'll never be.
Well, you know, the old world producer, as you said, many of them are dead, but a lot of them are actually alive. They're still around, except they don't have work, right? One of the things that is fascinating about you, Karan, is that you've remained relevant and, well, continuously so since your first film, and you are one of the most powerful people in Bollywood over the years, and continue to be. And one of the things that I've always noticed, no matter where I go, whether I work in a newspaper or I'm dealing with a news channel, whoever, if I ever mention your name, say, oh, Karan is a friend of mine. Like you're everybody's friend, and if you leave this planet without having written the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, if you don't do it, it would be sad for this world. You have to write that book. What is it that you do that you're everybody's buddy?
I'm just available and accessible. I mean, I think much ado about nothing, Mayank. You can't take yourself too seriously in any job. You could be president of the country, and I think you should not take yourself seriously. What I do is a job. I owe my accessibility to my fraternity and the people within it, be it members of the media or be it as much as I can. I'm accessible. I mean, that's the only thing that I can do, because people need people. We need each other for us to survive within the domain. And it's difficult for you if you alienate yourself and put yourself up on a pedestal and no one can reach you from that pedestal. All you will do is fall. There is no way. So accessibility, affability, and amiability, these are the 3 A's I live by, and that's the only mantra I have.
So that's the opening chapter of your book. How
Well,
to Win Friends and Influence People.
well, I don't know. And none of them could be friends of mine, by the way. They could be healthy acquaintances.
Sure.
Because friends, you don't make friends and you don't make family that easily. Friends happen with a period of time. But being nice and being cooperative and just being a member of the fraternity without any trappings,